So in terms of Bawk Bawk Chicken, we'd already sort of mucked around with making a couple of games in Unity before,
Mhm.
but we never launched them. If you want to go back in time a little bit, back in high school, we were making games, even primary school,
Oh wow.
especially Luke on that one. But around high school age, we had this rule in our house where we weren't allowed to play video games on weeknights. It was our parents trying to get us to do homework.
Mhm.
But I found that if I did all my homework and then I made games, I was able to play them.
Right.
So I downloaded Game Maker and then downloaded other people's projects and just played them in Game Maker, pretending that I was doing work. And my parents, they loved it. Then I realized that it was actually fun making games too, and I just sort of mucked around in Game Maker a couple of times.
Mhm.
I ended up making this game called Turret Tactics, which I think Scott's year level at our high school, everyone had it on a USB, and they were playing it all through IT class and everything. Fast forward a couple of years, we tried Unity, and yeah, we had that experience there from just self-taught basically. Yep.
Awesome.
In terms of my background for this, for Super Bawk Bawk Chicken, I don't really have anything in terms of making, like previously when Alex was saying that we had worked on like Game Maker and stuff like that. I had done a couple of sprites here and there, but that was like just very simple stuff like painting, 2D painting type stuff, like
Right.
and all pixel graphics kind of style. And so I later on, I was always interested in like 3D software and that kind of opportunities that you can do with that. So I kind of got into learning Blender a couple of years ago, like maybe 4 or 5 years ago now. And then kind of that just, I got good at doing that. And then I was like, oh, how can I make this into a game, like game ready products that I could maybe sell? And then these guys were talking about making a game that's like all three of us. And I was like, well, I'll just do it for that then. But yeah, that's kind of my background.
Alex, you missed out that you have a computer science degree.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I have that too.
Oh,
And
that's,
you work in web
handmaking.
development.
oh, you actually have a job.
Yeah, I'm a developer as my day job.
Oh, nice.
Thank you for pointing that out, Luke. But
Like,
yeah, it's a different skill set to games. Like I know programming, but
Mhm.
programming for games is different.
Mm.
There's
but
a
you
lot
feel
more.
the senior role quite well.
I do code reviews. This is bad. This is bad.
So you're using your degree for something useful. I've got a software engineering honors and I make YouTube videos.
Hey, whatever works.
Well, I've got a science degree and then majoring in genetics and
Oh, you're way off.
yeah, and then now I'm making games. So
How did you sort of get that? Wanted like get involved with that then?
So I've always been making games since like primary school. I made like little games in Flash, and then made in a high school a Christmas game. Actually, we've always been making like quizzes and stuff at Christmas for each other. We call it Quizmas, so we just give quizzes to each other, and sometimes that's in the form of a game. But yeah, and then I got a job in the Army Reserves, and then finished my science degree. Wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with it. Just got an IT job, and then realized I do not want to be in an IT job because everyone just complains at you that things are broken. So then I was like, well, let's have a crack at actually making a game for production. And Alex said, like, the way Super Bawk Bawk came to be is that we were making one of the games I had made in primary school called Hot Potato, where it was just like a platformer that goes up.
Okay.
And there's a lava at the bottom, and if you fall and hit the lava, you turn into a potato, and someone else can pick you up, and then you've got to like keep them alive.
Oh, that's actually really cool.
Point. Yeah, and they like explode on you, and you're like, no. But we were gonna try and do that in Unity, and I had never done any like 2D in Unity, so I was like, oh, we'll just make it 3D, because originally it was in Game Maker. And then we were like, how do we do, because it had warping, like Pac-Man warping on the side. I'm like, how do we do that in 3D, like in multiplayer? And then we just were like, well, why don't we just make it a cylinder that goes up? So we had that's how we got the cylinder that goes up. But then one weekend I wanted to make a game because I just jump from project to project. I want to make a game for my partner, so I just made the cylinder and chucked it on its side, and that's how we got the cylinder that goes forwards. Like,
Okay,
into it.
okay.
And then chucked a chicken in, and then it was Super Bawk Bawk chicken because Bawk Bowls are awesome. Like, Dragon Ball Z-ish, or maybe. And then we played a little bit, and then Alex stuck to it, and then I came back to it because it was getting there, and we're like, well, we'll make this one our first release because it was small in scope compared to all my other projects that were just
Correct use of was there because it was small.
Yeah,
in
it
scope.
was.